Okay, now that we have this reverse foot manual kind of version working, let's create a curve control that's easy to select by the animators and that has a couple of things automated. So we're just going to create this right now and go, first thing first, we'll go create NURBS primitives and we'll just make a circle. So we're just going to create a circle which will be our control, and we can see it there. Now the very next step is we're going to group this, so you can just hit Control G, but I'll do it through the menu just to make sure. So we go create empty group, actually edit group I always use for the hotkeys, so let's just see here, yep, group, that's in under edit group, and we can group that NURB circle, and we can even at this stage rename some stuff. So this NURB circle will be called our foot control CTRL left. It's foot control left, and we'll call the group foot control group GRP, foot control group left. Now the reason why that we've grouped this thing is we actually want the group to stay zeroed when we move it into position. So you can see that the actual curve is staying zeroed out when we move the group. So we want to move the group into place and not the curve, and we can do that just by holding down the V key, or in my keyboard shortcuts the question mark, and you can snap that in to the right spot there. So there we go, nice and easy, we can snap that in. Now that we've snapped that control into shape, everything should work pretty well. So let's start hooking this up. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create this control and just make it a little bit bigger and modify it a little bit. So by going into vertices mode, we can then come in and select all this stuff, and we can just sort of move it out here. Now a good little tip in Maya is to control click on that up axis. That will just disable the up and down axis, so we can middle click drag, and we know that will always stay flat. That's a good tip in Maya. So let's just do that now and just deselect some of these, and we can kind of move this control into shape a little bit. Get it looking nice and pretty. Something like that. So okay, roughly our curve control is sort of in place. Even a couple more tweaks. We can bring that back. Okay, so we have our curve control and it's in place, ready to go. Freeze the transforms out just so that it's got a 0 scale. Now what we want to do is add a couple of attributes here that are going to be our attributes that drive this rig. So we only need 2, and let's go in here. And this is how we create attributes. We go modify, add attribute. And we just need to create 2 attributes. Now defaults is fine, they're just simply floats, which is a number with decimal places and no minimum and maximum. So we can put in here ball ROT for rotation. So let's hit add, and the next one we'll do toe ROT for rotation again. Hit add, and that's done, so we can close that down. And we can see that we've got our ball in rotation. I'm also going to delete history on this, just to make sure that our control is as clean as possible. And now we have these 2 attributes which we'll be using to control the foot. So in the next lesson we're going to hook this all up and hook it into the foot control rig and make it all work when we move this guy around. The foot and everything will move with it.